What up, my people? What's going on? Who's ready for some live trading action? We had a great day yesterday. Was able to battle, trade up, trade down, trade up, trade down. Why not? Play the chop, right? Seems to have been working. Let's keep looking at the market. Will Tesla get to 220 today? We'll take a look at Target. Should we be looking at Target? We'll see. Zooming. We'll see what happens there. Going to keep an eye out on some ARKK growth names. Will we get a bounce in the market today, or will we continue the battle? Yesterday, we played a little bit of Google. We could play it today again. 90 level seems like it's acting as support. We'll find out what happens in the market right here on live trading. You guys smash the like. Let's get to the show.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
What's going on, traders? Here we are. We're ready to get towards the live trading action. I want you guys to smash the like and get it started. Seems like we're not getting enough likes before we get started. So we're going to have to start setting some like goals here, team, to keep going. One thing is for certain, we like to keep going all the way until 11 a.m. But I want you guys to smash the like, show us that you guys want us on. If not, sometimes we're just going to have to end a little bit early, because at the end of the day, what this does is not necessarily that, we're making money off your likes, but more along, it lets us know that you guys appreciate us being on for that amount of time. So do us the favor today. You don't have to do it right now, but when you start liking the show, because of course we come at it really with a nice process approach, you guys smash that like button and show us that you guys like the show here. All right. I see you guys all out there. Quantum, Ali, William, taking a look at Google. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look. The ape lovers are in here. AMC was moving. Who was talking about AMC yesterday? This guy right here was talking about how it's setting up technically. And you guys know, I'm not the biggest proponent of AMC, but it was setting up technically. Yesterday, it did get a nice move. So you guys that were looking for AMC out there, I know there was some maybe calling to 100. Maybe that's a little bit extreme, but definitely a good move yesterday on AMC. We'll take a look. Captain Kirk in the house, Beach Bum, Jay Wild. You know we got the fans out there. Let's get to the action. Rick Knight in the house. What's going on out there? Let's get to work. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Ryan will be joining us in just a few, team. He's getting ready and dealing with some morning stuff. But like always, I'm here. It was the Cocaine Bear that took over the show yesterday, right, Crow? Who knows? Cocaine Bear taking up AMC. And we were looking at this yesterday. So I think it's very important, like always, to take a look at technical levels, right? We were talking about on the hourly how it just looked really pretty to come back up through 650 and maybe make a move towards the high here, which was 679. Yesterday, we did that, and we actually broke through 7, going all the way up to 819. From the breakout levels alone, that was a nice 27% move to the high there. So that just goes to show us that we can still make money on AMC. The thing that we always want to do is keep in mind that this can always come down fast. And I think you got to always keep just the technical levels in mind when you're trading AMC. If that can help you, well, that's what we'll be looking for. Today, we already got multiple highs, attempts to try to come back towards that high of that 819, right? We've gotten a couple of moves to go up there. Keep in mind that this could pull back at any moment. One thing that I'm starting to see is that we've had a bunch of bunching up around this $8 level. It's going to be very important to watch out the gates. All right, that's AMC. Let's keep going. Let's get back to the SPY. And it's not necessarily that, I want you guys to just call out that, that I got it right. It's not necessarily that I got it right. The key to me more is that we were on top of it, right? Talking about it, right? Because I can't tell you guys how to trade things. And I don't want to seem like, I'm trying to act like a know-it-all on these stocks. It's not about that. I wish it was like that, right? And I could just nail all these. But the big thing that I try to do for you guys is just put stocks on radar. Because if I can just put it on the radar and you guys can catch moves like these, I won't be mad at you. Definitely won't. All right, let's keep going. Let's get back to the stock market action. You guys can see the SPY right now is what? Battling, right? So what I did is we just do hourly levels. We've been stuck in this range, right? So red below 394, above 401.80s. Maybe you can even put this slightly towards 402 is the upside break to the upside. We could be stuck within this range. We could even be playing within that kind of up and down action, right? That's what we're going to be looking for in the SPY today, and have situational awareness for both sides if you're day trading. I think that's very important. Not only having one way, right? If we're a day trader, when we approach the market, we want to also understand, hey, if the market tanks today, how am I approaching it? If the market comes up big today, how am I approaching it? And also, if we start playing the chop, where is the levels that I'm looking at for the resistance and support to come into play? All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some of the swing trades that I got on right now. We'll get a look into it. Of course, you guys know I've been taking a bigger swing in the Best Buy. Of course, yesterday it got close to stopping me out there, but now we're deep into the green. Really need this to crack the 82s. If this can crack the 82s out the gates here, team, we're going to look to take some profits on that crack and then look to leave the rest as a runner. That's going to be down here towards the 82. Of course, this is an hourly look. What I see on the daily is if we crack 82, we could come to 80s, or maybe even slightly above this 80, maybe to 80-30s. And then there's really a gap down below that I'm trying to see if it can fill. That's this gap down here. If we could come back to that gap, I'll make a killing on Best Buy. Like always, there's certain trades that I feel higher conviction. This is one that I'm taking a bigger shot in. If it's going to come out well, hey, we can't know that, right? The only thing we can do is set up the trade and hope that we stick to our levels, right? That's what's important. All right, let's keep going. ADM, we're going to look to see if we can keep holding this 81. I've been holding this for multiple days now. But what am I doing? I'm just respecting my levels. A crack through 81s, I'll get out. If this reverses through 82s back towards 84, I'll be looking great in ADM. Panera Brand is one more that I've been kind of working through. I'm at 36.42s. We're at 30, almost 37 here. Going to look for this to break through 37 today. Give us a little run here towards this resistance, 37.20s. Then we could take some profit and look to let Panera Brands continue to work. Took NTR yesterday, and a lot of this was the stock from the chat. We were talking about MOS yesterday, and I liked NTR also. Why? Because the chat brought it up, and I took a look at the levels. I liked it. So I took a little bit of a starter. Want to add to this position, another 4 entries possible for NTR. Have average at 77.81. We'll see what happens today on this stock. And the last one that I have swinged, and you guys can see how many swing trades I'm taking. A lot of this is what? Well, a lot of this is the new show that I want you guys to check out, which is Start Swing Trading. We need some more traders out there. You guys that are watching this show right now, I think that show is perfect for you guys, especially to do a little bit of mixed action, maybe a little bit of day trading, a little bit of swing trading. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern every single day. So I want to see you guys there today. I have a great guest today, Christian Fromhertz. Is going to be joining us on Start Swing Trading. So I want you guys to check that out. He'll be joining at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to check that out later today, don't miss it. And I got a great guest list the whole week. Option Mike, Anne-Marie Ban, Michael Noss, CMT, a lot coming at you guys. And I'm going to keep bringing on some great traders that take a look at some swing trade ideas, stick with relative strength. I know Christian Fromhertz is one of the best on that. Let's keep going into the market. We'll take a look at some other ones. But yeah, X, what did I do? I grabbed it yesterday right here on the pullback, right below the VWAP. I want to add, if I can get through 28.50s towards 28 and then risk off of the 27 level below here. But if it just takes off today towards 30, I'll keep my original position, and that is at 28.87. We'll see what happens on U.S. Steel. We're looking at Nucor also for potential plays, Cleveland Cliff, Steel Dynamics, STLD. All these look interesting to me. I just went with X. We'll see if X gives it to me today. And, of course, we'll be looking for day trades. Tesla's continuing higher. Yesterday I was looking at what? 204 for pullbacks. It went to 204.22. I didn't get that opportunity to get it at 204, and kicking myself because it wouldn't have been a bad trade, right? 6 points higher today already. A nice little kind of 2.6% move there. We'll look to see if Tesla can get through the 212s today. Even I think it can make a move to 220s today. So keep in mind, look for hourly pullbacks. That's what I'm going to be looking for in Tesla. Hourly pullbacks could be to yesterday's range. So what you want to do is maybe put a line on yesterday's range. There was this high that we kind of held here at 3 p.m. This is the high here is 208.22s. So look for maybe slight cut through 208s and then recovery back through 210s on Tesla. That's what I'll be looking at. A lot of stocks on the earnings calendar today. Target came out with earnings. It popped and actually gave up all those gains. So look to see if maybe we go red to green here on Target. And it was already green. So we're almost getting into the red of yesterday's price action. The close yesterday was 166.96. Look to see if maybe we can cut through that 166.96. Maybe it's 167 just to round it for you. Look for a cut down and then a recovery of that. That's what I'll look for in Target if we want to come back to the upside on Target. AZO is a little bit more expensive, but that didn't look too bad. I'm going to leave that one alone. It's just too expensive to be going at in the intraday market. Workday did come out with their earnings. This one looks good for recovery. It's already recovering some of the action. So keep that in mind that you are seeing that recovery. Support for me is towards the 180 level. So you got to just look at the hourly chart and you can see here at just slightly below that 180 towards around 179.40s and 179.35s. We're holding support. Let's see if we recover through 185 here out the gates and you make up all the losses that you had in the after hours when this one reported. That's Workday. All right, I'm going to keep going. Stocks from the chat. You guys throw up especially those smaller names. I'll keep trying to go ahead and take a look at that. And I see you guys out there. William, you're going to be there. I appreciate you, man. We'll see you a little bit later. All right, and definitely, we got to do a little bit of a swing action, right? I hope you guys check out Start Swing Trading. You know, one of the things is I really want that community to grow, and especially with swing traders that have a tendency of continuing to maybe we can't stay in the market the whole day. If you're that type of morning trader and then you take a look at the afternoon, well, join Start Swing Trading. That's exactly what we do. We just take a review. We look for setups. Anything that stands out to you, you can go ahead and figure out your own trade plan for it. But you might want to catch what we're looking at. Where's the strength, right? That's what we try to take a look at. All right, Ryan, I'll let you know whenever you're ready, my friend. You can let me know. No worries. There's no rush.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably going to be in and out. Got some stuff I'm dealing with here on the side, so I apologize. But I do want to go over a couple of things here real quick.
Yeah, of course, my
go
friend.
ahead and get my thing shared. All right, so I see a couple of, first of all, good morning to everybody out there. Sorry I'm late. I see a number of people mentioning some of these stocks here in the chat. First one is going to be CDIO, so let's go ahead and start with this. I didn't actually see any news on this, never mind. Cardio Diagnostic Holdings launches revolutionary blood test for early detection in coronary heart disease. So anything that's going to be related to the heart, going to get that type of reaction here. Like I said, I'm super late to the game, have not read this PR, really have to kind of go through it. But looking at what's going on here today, we popped as high as 334. We're up over 100% here. So the same strategy is going to apply here. Really want this to come back in. One thing to note, we've seen some of these stocks really be strong out of the gate. And I think that you might actually be able to scalp this if you get a push through 334 here out of the gate. I think that's a very high risk setup, and I don't advise that. But we've seen some of these stocks really kind of push as soon as the market opens, only to have them get pulled back shortly after. So if you do that, make sure that you're taking your profits quickly. This stock might go. What I'd really like to see is for this to come back in towards 290. If this comes into the VWAP and gives us a VWAP bounce, that should be a much safer and easier to trade play. Next one here is going to be RNER. I'm going to check the news feed again here. Don't see anything here today. The The formation that we're making here is encouraging. So a couple of things. First of all, just in the pre-market, we have this nice little trend that's going on here. Let's see if that actually comes back into the trend line that we're setting here. As far as support and resistance, definitely looks like there's some here, some here. Let's go ahead and add a support line here. Let's see if we can actually clear this range out. This range between 671 and 729 also has the VWAP at the top of the range. So what I'd really like to see is a move back down to the trend line here, a curl, and then a push back up towards the VWAP. If we get that, then I'd probably be more inclined to trade the curl here as opposed to the snap through the VWAP, because we have seen that a lot of the times the price actually gets rejected at the VWAP, or if it does go through, we really don't get the follow through that we're looking for. So that's what I'm going to be looking at here on NRER, Mount Rainier Acquisition Corp. Next one here is going to be ILAG. Everyone should remember this. We traded ILAG off the scanner and the movers tool several times. So this one definitely familiar. The one thing to note here about ILAG is the pops and the drops, right? So every time that this has really, really popped, it's come back in shortly after. The one thing to take a look at here is in August, we did have one day where it had a really good move, 2 days where it retraced that move, and then the real 2-day move came shortly after that. So something to think about. Don't necessarily think we're going to get that here. The next time, we actually had a multi-day run up into the big move, which of course retraced most of that move the same day, and then finished retracing several days worth of moves the next day. So what I'm trying to say here on ILAG is, again, if you get gains on this for any reason, don't be afraid to take them. The stock loves to come back in and suck those up. We have seen the stock move to the upside over a couple of days in a row, but again, at the end of that, it really just kind of came back in. So be really careful with what you're trading here. Jay Rice trying to bet somebody 100 grand that AMC doesn't see 15. Let's check on AMC here real quick. Again, I had not looked at this here today. So I personally don't think this is going to 15 either. I'm not a part of the whole AMC hype. But looking at this formation here, I could see us popping above 814. Let's see what happens. Remember, we had some strength in the pre-market yesterday, and the first move was down until we bounced and then had the big move in the afternoon. So I don't know that we're necessarily going to see this out of the gate, but I would tend to side with Jay here. I don't think maybe it pops here today, but I don't really think it goes that much higher. I don't trust this long term, I'll be honest. Okay, there are a couple more in here. Let's take a look. BVS, what's going on with BVS here? Looks like enters into a settlement agreement to preserve maximum optionality up to $350 million of potential liability reduction and release of a futures claim. Deadline. This just so yeah. So it looks like there are lawsuits going on here. I want to read it more into this. We'll see if we end up getting a pop here. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. Bioventus, definitely going to take a look in that. Look into those PRs. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm so flustered here today. We'll see if we end up popping towards 2. If we break 2, maybe we do set new highs. We'll go ahead and see. Clove, this is another one I see that the chat talking about. Looks like they had earnings here this morning, trading higher for the company reported better than expected Q4 EPS and sales results. Conference call in progress right now. Interesting. Clove, I feel like this has been really, really beaten down. Yeah, it sure has. And if we take a look at the daily chart, I think that's even more pronounced. Yeah, real tougher. Not sure that just one quarter is going to be enough to turn this around here. Maybe we get a scalp here. One of the things I'd be looking at is a move back up toward 131s. We're kind of almost there. Maybe 140. I'll be honest. This one, I don't feel. I'd be shocked if this really, really gets going here today. We'll see on Clove. Certainly looks like it's about to run into some more pretty heavy resistance. So we'll see. We'll see what we end up getting here. AMC, we already kind of talked about. I think we're going to have better luck with some of these ETFs. We saw Mitch hit those recently. Those have been pretty good. So we'll take a look at those ETFs as soon as we open here as well. Let's see what else does the chat have here today. Let's check in on LLAP from yesterday.
Yeah, that one yesterday, I was able to get back into the green for a little bit on that 305 pop, but then when it came back down, I got out there at 290s, had an average at 295. So I only lost like 5 cents on the name yesterday, but I'm going to keep watch on LLAP. We'll try to nail this down.
LAP 290, 292 looks to be the same spot here today. We really need to kind of push through that. I don't know if we'll end up challenging this candle. It really is going to need a lot of volume to do that, but looks like 292 push through here. That would be the first spot to take a look at here on LAP. And go through the chat here again. Noel, you're saying DNMR. Let's take a look at that. More scientific. I feel like, didn't we look at this recently? Was this on? Yeah.
Yesterday.
Someone brought this up recently. It might have been Becca. I can't remember. Someone brought this up. This was floating around not yesterday, but Friday. DNMR. Noel saying they specialize in bioplastic replacement for traditional petroleum-based products. High short interest. Named as a squeeze target. If we take a look at the short interest, let's see here. So interesting. The percent of the float shorted really not that high. 16%. I guess that's sizable. It's not really that high. You compare that to Carvana, which is in the 80% here. But what's more interesting here is that the days to cover is much higher. 11 days to cover up all this. That would mean that, to me, definitely puts it on a potential squeeze candidate, or puts it on as a potential squeeze candidate. 11 days to cover. This could be a multi-day run if it does get shorted. I don't know that this necessarily is similar to Chara. I guess it is more of it's an ESG play. This cleans up plastic, right? Companies' renewable and sustainable biopolymers have helped create plastic products. So this looks like a more eco-friendly plastic creation.
100%.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty good.
Recycling.
Yeah.
It's a recycling play, like a ESG play almost.
So I will watch this. I appreciate this. Appreciate you bringing this up. We talked about this on Friday. This run here on Friday, I remember this ticker because I tried to enter it as DMNR based on the chat and couldn't find it, and then finally we ended up finding it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see on DNMR. I actually have to do work. I have to dive in a little bit more on this. Crow saying, Ryan, great call on AWIN. Yeah, that was one of the ones that we said to wait until the afternoon, right? And that's exactly, so we didn't really get a whole lot here in the morning, but right after we got off, we did get that big move, cleared out all of those ranges we talked about, and went as high as 292. Now, Crow, hopefully you took your gains, because this thing has come all the way back in, down over 50% from those highs. Just a massive move down. Again, this is why in some of these small caps, when you get your gains, don't be afraid to take them. If there's a long-term angle there, you can always rebuy if it comes back in. But if you get a lot of profit really quickly, risk management dictates that you take some of that profit and put some of that profit in your pocket. So good stuff there. Go through the chat here. All right, EcoWhelm, gotcha. Okay, I think we
all right, team. I'll jump in here. If you need to do anything, Ryan, before the bell, go ahead and take care of it. I got you.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to keep pushing here. I got some trades to look for. So MPC, definitely on my radar. Of course, this one is kind of that natural gas type of play. Refining. Look how this daily trend keeps holding. I'm watching this one for pullbacks today on the hourly for this trend towards 25.52s. This is kind of more of your swing trade attempt in oil. Oxy was also on watch, right? Oxy didn't really get hit on the earnings. It could come back ripping today. Even though the earnings weren't great, it didn't get crushed. That is actually a good sign that it didn't get crushed. Look at this longer term bear pattern that you could break above now if you get into the 60s. So we're setting an alert there on Oxy also. I like MPC. I also like Chevron in energy today. So you can look at multiple names. For me on Chevron, I need to pull back to 163. And so I'm looking for a red to green move on Chevron back down through the 164, at least the 163.50s. I'm going to be looking for pullbacks there on Chevron out the gates here. SPY overall starting to move to the downside right out the gates. Remember, 396, 394 are kind of the levels that we're looking for on the downside level. but we could get some pullback in the stocks. I'm going to be watching also Google today out the gate. Will we hold 90? We're already cracking that right now towards the bell. Be careful out there, team. Smash the like button. How we doing on the like game today? I'm not leaving until I get some likes, baby. Let's go. 127. Can we get to 200 before the bell? It's about to hit. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go, team. All right, team, there we go. We're getting the market opening here. Just got to focus on some trades out the gate. Best one, most focus is going to be for me going straight to Best Buy to see if we can crack 82s here. But I'm going to go for the 6 charts here because I got so many stocks on watch and also a lot of stocks on the alerts. So you guys out there, smash the like and let me know if anything's popping. I got already one coming up, PBF giving me alert to start off, Oxy giving me alert, and also Chevron giving me alert there. So keep your eyes on these stocks there. Let's go to Chevron here. Chevron pulling back to that 163.54 range. Let's see if we can get to 163. Already getting a deeper pullback there. Going to keep an eye out on Chevron to maybe try to grab some of this. Also, LLAP did a little bit of a pullback out the gates. Looking around, also Oxy pulling back. Oh, Oxy ripping out the gates there. Already nice little push there for Oxy. I like the Chevron on pullback. I like the pullback outlook there. I'm already trying to grab some through this. There's Oxy taking off there. All right, going to look to try to get some at 163.50s and then look to, there you go. Got a little bit of Chevron there. Chevron at 163.57 is going to look to add towards the 163 levels. Of course, this one kind of more of that hourly pullback into the trend line. Looking for that kind of 163s to really act as support. So that's kind of the next level to buy for me is down there towards 163 on Chevron. We'll let you know if I do get some some buys through that level. I'm going to put 163.05s and slightly below that towards the kind of the 163 levels. We'll look to see if we get there.
Okay. Back. Sorry about that. CDIO, this is one that we talked about right from the list here this morning. It actually pushed right before the market opened and it's come back in now. I don't like this here. To me, this feels like a fake out. I want this to come back into the VWAP. I know it's trying to bounce here on the 1 minute. I suspect that this gets sold into and actually regresses back towards the VWAP. I want to wait for a potential setup. If the stock goes without me, I'm okay with that. I want to make this a more I want to make this a safer trade. A more safer is not English. I want to make this a safer trade. So let's see. I actually think this comes in a little bit more. Again, if it runs without me, so be it. We'll find something else here. And you guys were saying that Mount Rainier, this was a merger or a SPAC or something.
Sorry, there's a lot going on. So
I know. Yeah, here we go. Mount Rainier Acquisition Corp are trading lower, possibly if the company's general meeting was canceled on Sunday. I'm seeing reports that investors in merging company Hub Security SPAC have not deposited the money due before the merger. Okay, that.
Not getting the action I wanted to see in Best Buy. The SPY's coming down here and Best Buy is popping up a little bit. Oxy popped up there, coming back here towards the VWAP. VWAP for me on Oxy is going to be closer towards 59.80s. I like towards 59.60s here, but doesn't look too bad there on Oxy. I can add on Chevron too. Let's see what I got on Chevron. I still at the 163.50s. Didn't get the fill down there to 163.05. We went to 163.10. We'll see what happens there on Chevron. Taking some shots. What do you guys got out there?
We're looking at AM, which Crow saying, I believe AM will keep going today. So another strong day yesterday. We're kind of right back to where we were on the 23rd. On the 24th, we actually opened right from about right here, 581, and initially sold off, bounced here at 456. If we end up going higher here, I think what we're going to need to take out, what just happened? It's not what I clicked on. I think what we're going to need to do is move above this $6 line. To me, that seems to be the line in the sand. We're currently above VWAP. Let's see if we close in on $6 there. I have it at 601, but it's 6.
Big pullback here for Oxy here. I want to take it here, but I'm also getting a big pullback for Chevron. So I'm getting some fills in Chevron here on the pullback. Looking to add one more time here towards, I'll go ahead and modify this. Try to get one more ad here.
Okay, so CDIO, this is kind of all over the place here. This did try to bounce off of the pre-market highs, came back in and tested that level and tried to bounce, instantly sold into here. Again, let's see if this comes back into VWAP. This bounce play right here, that'd have been tough to capture.
All right, now I'm averaged in on Chevron off of 163.11s. Got to hold off of this. Going to go ahead and hold down towards the next layer is 162.05. So we're going to hold off of slightly below that to 161, like 90 area. That's going to be the out for this trade. It's about pretty much one point risk here for a move back up through 166.
So this Hoth news, this Hoth news is good, right? On February 24th, Hoth Therapeutics received a notice from the U.S. FDA regarding its IND. FDA has completed its safety review of the company's protocol and is permitting the company to proceed. So that's why you're getting the movement here in Hoth. What again, let me flip up, put it to my screen here. What we really want to see here is this move. A move through 3. Let's see if it takes out 304 and goes for that 320 high. Volume's drying up here. Would love to see that kind of pick up here. By the way, CBIO. Okay, looked like it was going to try and CDIO. I clicked on CBIO. How about that? CDIO. This is the one that we had outlined here from the beginning. It did break down and came into that VWAP. So good stuff here. This is one of the things I was waiting for. I definitely felt like that was going to kind of be a false breakout here. Let's see if it actually holds. If you're able to grab some here at 320, awesome. You're up 15, 16, 17 cents here. Let's see if we get a nice little push. At this point, I would put stop right at VWAP. Let's see if we end up getting a bounce here and a continuation from this VWAP.
Starter and long Oxy.
I was talking about BVS. Let me check that out while we outline Mitch's Oxy trade.
Yeah, long Chevron and Oxy. So as you guys can see, I'm definitely pushing into oil on this pullback. I was looking for red to green, so I'm trying not to let the action of red to green scare me out. Oxy was an actual green move above, pull back towards below VWAP. Saw it bounce off the 59, so that's really the dangerous zone for washouts on the downside. But looking to see if we can push back above VWAP there. LLAP pulling back around the 276 later in the day. We'll look to see if that comes back through 290s. There's Oxy back towards the VWAP now. It's 59.60s. That makes me feel a little bit more confident if we can actually get towards $60. I'll look to sell some Oxy and then look for it to keep pushing.
So trying to read about BVS here. Let's first take a look at the chart here. I would second what Rippin is saying here. Be careful. This has just been straight up from 175 or so, ripped right through the VWAP. That would have been the only entry trigger that I see here. I guess maybe on this back test of this VWAP you could have as well. I'm still trying to make sense of what's going on here. Right. I'm still reading through these PRs. I'll let you know if I figure something out. This is a lot of contract language that I'm not an expert on. So I will let you know if I get this figured out here.
Google recovering that 90. I'm going to keep watch on that level. I really like that level on Google. It just recovered it, but just keep your eyes on that one. A lot going on. So just going to keep it going, but I'm just calling out stocks that I also see out there. Not the biggest fan of NVIDIA today, just because I still think it's extended on the upside, but it is getting a nice little starting move. The only thing is be careful. Slight support underneath it at 230s. Looking to see that Oxy push towards now 60. It just held a little bit of a pullback. Looking to see if it can start driving back here. Google's holding the 90s. What's up with our SPY? LAP back to 284. I think some buyers came in around the 276 levels. I really like LAP on the daily, so I'm going to keep an eye out on that one, team. I think it could drive to 335 today if it really gets the motor going.
Sorry, Mitch. 1 sec. I'll be right back.
No worries, man. You keep going in and out. All right, Target curling strong, getting back to those earnings gains. Yeah, Target's a good one to watch today. There's Google pushing above the 90s there. Also, keep your eyes on Microsoft. If it can get strong, I think the market can get back towards the upside here. Microsoft now starting to hold 249.50s. I'd look for 249.25 for pullbacks. There's LAP to 290s here. Doesn't look too bad on LAP here. So I'm going to actually take a little bit. Don't mind taking a little bit of a swing here on LAP. Just took a little bit there on 90s, looking for pullbacks towards the VWAP around 84 or 82s to add on LLAP. Taking a multiple shot. Going to take some profit here in Oxy as it keeps going higher. Have an order out to sell some at the 59.97s here once we get closer to the 60s. So looking to take some profit in Oxy. There's 94 showing up. Might even modify here and just take the profit. Boom, just took the profit there in Oxy. Now I have a little bit of a shares left in Oxy to try to keep working on that last little push. I just took a little bit of profit there. So not looking too bad there on Oxy. Still looking at Best Buy. I want to see that reject, but hey, just got to stay smart with it. If I need to get out and come back to Best Buy, I can. Definitely don't want to see it get back to 84s today. I'm looking for it to battle this kind of high around the 83.50s, not really start getting stronger above that today. We'll see what happens on that one. Keep an eye on Microsoft also. There's LLAP pulling back here. Can add at the VWAP, but not going to add until then. Looking for the push towards 3 on that one, and it really needs to take off. Well, as you guys can see, I'm definitely busy today. We'll keep it going. And if you guys see any trades, call them out there. Woo, one of those days, team. We busy. A lot of action. A lot of action. All right, team. Just to put it in perspective right now, I have just about my limit on trades right now. So I'm going to be focused on what's going on. You guys let me know in the chat if you guys are liking any. Chevron, I already have the stop there. It could get stopped out if it keeps coming down, but I think I could recover towards the day. We'll see. It put out good news too. Interesting to see Chevron get hit like that. For Oxy, we're going to be break even on the rest. That's 59.56. Just keep that in perspective. I don't want to lose on Oxy now. Just going to go ahead and stick to my risk out spot. All right. We'll see if Oxy can just keep pushing here. I like the pullback on X. Looking for a little bit slighter of a pullback, but 29s is not bad. It just didn't get below my entry. We'll look to see if X pulls back below 28.75s. Doesn't look too bad now to start pushing through the 29s. That's top left chart for me right now. You guys can see this trend line. That's what I'm looking for, is to get up towards. That's 29.63s and then the 30 outlook. LLAP coming back here towards the 290s. Can it really take off? We'll see. Microsoft pushing there. Got to be careful now. Best Buy pushing strong here. And it could be that, Best Buy just pushes up here. So one thing that I want to do is maybe just kind of limit my share size here. It's okay if I take some off here just to limit my damage, just in case this is going to push strong here. I've been in way too little bit big here, trying to push on Best Buy. So I'm going to look for this 83.50s to act as resistance. But if it doesn't, I'm going to take off a good portion of the trade and then maybe hold to the rest of the position size for the break-even spot. Oxy pushing strong through the 60s. That doesn't look too bad. We'll look to see if Chevron can reverse, but Oxy continuing through the 60s.
All right, Mitch.
You got it. What's going on, my friend?
Not much. Just putting out fires.
I know how that can be sometimes. I am trying to go ahead and just watch to see what's going to happen here, team. All right, just we're watching a lot of stocks here, looking for X to take that next step. Oxy just pushing there, man. So we'll look to see if Chevron can find some bounce, but Oxy's looking strong, 60-30s now on Oxy. So we're doing really good on that position. Going to let that continue to work from 59.56, almost up a full point on that Oxy. So even, Chevron not working out, well, we'll see. If it can bottom out here, it can maybe make that reversal. I'm seeing a couple of bottoms right here. Going to let it attempt to break through 162.30s here. It can even put a wick, but we need to start seeing it coming back to VWAP. If not, we can let go of Chevron and just ride with the winner that Oxy is, and maybe it'll just make us the money back there, right? We don't want to keep holding on to a stock that isn't moving with the rest of the oil names. XOM is pulling back, so that gives me a little bit more of an outlook that Oxy's stronger than some of the other oil names. XLE, not doing too good there. MPC still hasn't pulled back to the levels that I was looking at, which was 125 or 126. So we'll see what happens on that one.
So real quick on BVS, I went through this. It seems to me that the issue that they were having has kind of been solved. I don't know if maybe solved is the right word here. They're basically entering into a settlement agreement where they can eliminate the entirety of the $350 million deferred purchase price obligation. And I suspect that that's why it's trading up here today. As for actually trading this, again, I would just kind of treat this as a high risk, traded off technicals. As you can see here, we moved through the VWAP, back tested the VWAP, and now we're kind of pushing again. The expanding volume going to be your key there. So BVS, I would treat this as a risky play, but seems to be working here today.
All right, LLAP held pullbacks to VWAP. Going to look to see if that takes off now through the 290s. It has to get to 3 now. Don't want it to break VWAP now. Can let it go at like 281s, and if anything, come back into it. Just going to let it try to get that expansion through.
CDIO here, this is the one we talked about here. We got that fake push before it came into VWAP. Now that it's come into VWAP, we did bounce. We did move about 40 cents, but that's come right back in here again. So much like some of the other stocks here, let's see how this trades. This continues to trade sideways along the VWAP and along this 335 line. That's actually a really good sign. We might get an opportunity to trade this here later in the morning or even in the afternoon. So CDIO, again, write this on your list. This might be another one that really kind of takes off here a little bit later in the day.
All right, Chevron finally starting to bottom out. Has a couple of bottomings around 162.36. So we'll look to see if that continues to hold. It needs to get back to VWAP. That's 163.40 for me to really make me feel like this can hold on here.
Looks like Rick took your Oxy trade. Walking away with 12%, Rick. Great job not giving it back to the casino. Let's go. Daddy Backstrap already hitting his daily profit goal today. Love seeing the energy here in the chat.
Smash the like, team. We got over 500 of you guys here. Let's see how many likes I can get. As you guys can see today, I've been trying to focus on my trading action because it's just a lot going on. But you guys in the chat, whenever you get a chance, do me a favor. Smash up those thumbs.
Crow said you were looking for entry around 310 here. That's right about where it started to trade sideways in the pre-market. That would be kind of an overshoot of the VWAP here. I like that entry. Looking for 310 here. As long as it holds that 310, that looks like that might be pretty good. I saw GS Easy Mike. This thing getting absolutely shelled out of the gate here, just straight down, vertical. XDiv in 1 day. I wonder what else is going on there. You guys are talking about Lunar. Is that a halt fest again here? Looks
Luna.
like it. Yeah, it's open now. It's open now. Sorry about that. I should have specified. But it looks like it's halted once here today. Let's see if we get
All
to that
right.
2644. Sure looks like it's going to try to get there. This resistance area is something that we flagged from before. Yeah, this is really what it struggled with yesterday. Let's see if it can get back there and give it another test here today on Lunar.
All right, Chevron trying to put in the bottom here on the 5 minute. I'm going to give the 5 minute the candle to try to close above 162.36. If it does and starts reversing towards 163, I can add. But if it closes below this, got to get out. So just looking at that one. One thing that I like about Chevron is that I came in it with a very small sizing. You got to remember with Chevron, it's a high price name that moves significant move. So always keep that in mind that Chevron has a tendency of moving pretty big. Put it in perspective. Let me pull up Chevron here and look at average true range. It's about on the daily, it's about $3.42. So it moves an average of $3.42 on the day easily. And when it's at the heightened, it moves to like $4, almost $5 on the day on an expansion move. It's already moved about $2, pretty much about $3 to the downside here. So looking to see if the support starts holding. But if that doesn't hold, we got to let it go. All right, a lot of action, team. A lot of action. LLAP, not really getting through that 290s. Didn't get bought through that, so just be careful. It is pulling back for me. SPY is starting to turn around and reject the VWAP here, so just be careful on that pullback. Keeping up with all my trades, there's a lot going on, so you got to really stay wise. Stay wise. A market like this. Watching LWAP pull back here, looking to see if there's some VWAP buyers. Chevron starting to get a little bit of a bounce there. The 5 minute candle closed where at 132.34, so slightly below that closing level, but we are starting to recover here. So I don't mind it on Chevron. Going to look for pullbacks towards 162.50s to get one more add on that. And then from there on, I just got to hold towards the bottom risk here of 162.30 area on pullbacks.
What's going on with Tesla, says Ray Marks. Yeah, Tesla, one of those tech stocks that's really pounding the lows right now. Jay is saying tons of large cap tech went red. So like Apple, Amazon, they're both red right now. Apple's trying to bounce. Amazon holding in there. Tesla's still looking for its low here. So some of these tech names diverging. But here, let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft looks like that's rolling over to the lows too. LD, LHDX, let's take a look at that. This was the penny play from yesterday. 52 still that important point here. If we can get above that, let's see if we're going to move through 50 and 52 cents here in LHDX. I'm going to stay away from this one. Ooh, HIMS. This actually looking pretty good too. Didn't this have earnings recently?
Yes, it does have earnings. I can make it scroll on the bottom for you, my friend.
Yep.
Scrolling for you. Let's go, team. Focusing out here. Smash that like.
I honestly, I really like seeing this, right? This popped in the after hours yesterday, came all the way back in and right back to where it was at. Looking to take that out here. This could go higher. This goes higher here. I think we might have a multi-day run on our hands. Nice looking chart too. 15 not out of the question in the near term here on HIMS.
I think what if Warren was waiting to get through the Oxy earnings to make sure they weren't a disaster, and then now is trying to make some share fill here. I'm just putting a little story to my trade. You guys know I like Oxy today. I know that you guys probably are taking a look at it. I'm going to let it keep running now. It looks strong here towards 60.50s. Let it kind of push through the high of 60.54. That's what I'm looking at to see if it can really start making that expansion back. Really, the next stop for me is 61.30s. So let's maybe get another point and I can take a little bit off and then really to see if it can get back towards the gap zone today. That's 62.44s. We'll see what happens on that one. Best Buy rejected the stop out for me above towards the 83.80s. So I'm just going to keep watch on that to see how that swing trade does. ADM did stop me out on that pullback. So just to give you guys perspective, not everything's going well for me. Just got to manage things. And I'm really trying to focus on managing, especially when I have multiple trades on like I have right now. All right, LLAP setting up for the move. Will we get that break move? Come on, LLAP. We've been looking at this one for a while, team. I'll tell you guys, look at the hourly chart for me. You guys know the rule of three for me. I talk about this often, right? We'll take a look. Does the rule of three play out for LLAP here? One resistance try, one support, second resistance, second support, third resistance, third support. Now I'm looking for the takeoff. Will we get it here in LLAP? We'll find out, team. Smash the like button. We don't shy away. We go from $3 to as high as, what do we got? Chevron over $100, right? We don't shy. Smash the like, team. BVS continuing higher. BVS. Ooh, look at that bad boy. What a rocket. What a rocket. Not looking too bad on that BVS. Up there to 265. Let's go to the daily, see where we see resistance come into play. First stop for me would be over here towards $3, pretty much. 296. From there, I think you can get to this next level, which is 350 or 347. So those are kind of the target outlooks that I would be looking at. Like always, you guys determine what your outlook is. IMS. Money Mitch, is this newbie acts? Do you have dev number for swap? I'm a little confused on that question. Maybe I'll understand it a little later.
What do you have your dev number for swap? I think she means VWAP. So what do you have your deviation number for VWAP maybe?
I mean, I just go off my TC 2000. I don't adjust
so you leave your VWAP default or stock.
Default in my eyes. Default in my eyes, team.
Yep, me too. I think that's what she's asking, but Gemini, let us know if that answers your question.
Yeah, if it's something else, don't worry. Just let us know.
Yeah.
How's Target doing? Target's actually driving higher. I had that feeling that, we came back down. Will we drive back? It's not looking too bad. We'll look for pullbacks, at least for me, back towards 170 on Target. Walmart doing well? It's trying, team. It's trying. It's right off the VWAP. Costco reports later in the week. Keep your eyes on that one.
Thursday,
see what happens
isn't it,
there.
on Costco? That's the big one I'm waiting for.
It's a lot going on, team. How's Oxy continuing here? Ooh, rejecting that 60-50 move. We went to 60-56. So keep that in mind. We'll see what happens. A lot of action, team. Chevron coming back there towards the 62-36 area. Going to see if it can hold now.
Yeah, Costco's Thursday after the close. Also, interesting on Thursday, Mitch, you're going to have Best Buy in the morning. I know that you've recently been messing with Best Buy. Are you going to have a position on through that print?
I'm trying to take first profit. I talked about it on Start Swing Trading. My idea is to at least have taken first profits. If I'm deep into the green, I'm going to hold. If I'm not, I will not be holding, because that doesn't make sense to me, right? Why would I hold if I'm in anywhere near the red? I need to be deep into the green to be holding through the report. Do I think the report's going to be good? No, but at the same time, I can't just rely on that the report's going to be bad, right?
Sure.
At least I feel like that kind of perspective is okay to make a bet, but I'll tell you right now, I've been hurt plenty of times on earnings.
I mean, and take it like if we take a look at AutoZone, right? Ticker AZO. This actually reported earnings this morning. It looks like a beat, right? A beat on EPS, beat on revenue, and the stock's down. Now, stock's down fractionally here, but it is down. on AutoZone. So earnings can be a wild card.
Chevron could stop me out here if it cuts through 162. Going to get out at the 161.80s here. That would still be a little bit of a cut on the day. We'll see what happens there. Focused out. There's LLAP through the 290s team. Let's see if we actually get that 3 push. Can we get the 3 push? Intraday action. 290s here. Oxy coming back here close to my entry. 56 will stop me out on it on Oxy for pullbacks. All right, what else are you guys looking at? Let's see if we get that push. 293s now. Need some more volume to come in on this one, on LLAP, to really take it through threes. Oxy's back to VWAP. Let's see if it bounces off of that VWAP. Chevron might stop me out, team. I'm not going to lie, but hey, that's how it is. You got to focus on that. If I get stopped out on it, I get stopped out. You got to just keep working, right? That's what we're here for. There's LLAP alert for me through the 296 there. Boom, 296. Can we get through 3? 3, if we break through that, I can start taking some profits. Just really wanted to start pushing. I think 330s, if we kind of get through that 3 with some good volume here.
Those tech names that were all hitting lows are bouncing now, by the way. All of them. Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Square. I mean, all of them. Bitcoin. Maybe that doesn't count, but Bitcoin is still bouncing.
SPY getting a nice little up move there. Be careful out there, team. We are getting up moves if you're on shorts. SPY, at least SPY getting that up move there. Tesla pulled back to the 208.20s. Talked about maybe a 208 bottoming level. It went to 206.43. Doesn't look too bad on this pullback for Tesla. Google, how's that 90s holding? Oh, it's holding well. It recovered 90, didn't even come back there. I'll look for pullbacks towards that level. Microsoft also trying to hold back above 250s today. Let's see if we get an upside move in the SPY, and then it starts holding that 250. Keeping an eye out on some big boys also. Let's see. This is one of those days, team, where there's a lot of action. SPY is just hanging out on VWAP, so it's either looking like we're going to break through the 398s on upside, or we test 396.50s on the downside action. What's up out there, team? Consumer confidence coming in at 10 a.m. Let's see. So much going on. All right, let's see how that went in there. All right, we got 102.9 versus 108.5 estimate, 106 prior. Not looking too bad there. At least it went down. I mean, that's not the best, but that's kind of common. I don't think that's going to affect too much, but we'll see here. The SPY takes a downturn.
Target looking like it's trying to go towards that 176 high. We'll see if that ends up
stopping me out. I think Chevron's going to stop me out here too on this move. We'll see. I'll let you guys know if I get out. Oxy got out, break even on the rest. It was looking good, just didn't continue. That's how this market is a lot of the times. We're not getting the continuation moves, right? So we got to be careful with those.
Wally, you're asking about Clove. Yeah, so Clove here coming back into the last resistance point, right? In fact, let's draw a line here so it becomes even more apparent. Looking at the hourly chart here, in honor of Mitch, hourly chart here, 135 to 138 looks to be some pretty sizable resistance here. So this to me is the next spot. Do we end up pushing through this? Are we able to break this down? Not too sure. I would imagine it probably stops here, but if it doesn't, maybe that gives you the opportunity to buy it here. If we flip over to the daily, you can see why this is important. This would really kind of confirm that we're going back up here. I would say almost at that point, if we go through here, 168 is next, and then probably 2 on Clove.
All right, not liking the price action here in Best Buy. Man, I can't get this one to crack. Just doesn't want to crack, team. And then when stocks don't want to crack, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to limit the damage to the upside continuation. So looking there, boom, trying to get it here. I'm trying to get a half out here on Best Buy just to limit the damage if it wants to come up to 84 through the risk today. Big thing for me is like a ticking time bomb on the Best Buy. We've tested down plenty of times, just doesn't want to break. So I'm trying to get out some of it here on Best Buy and just control it from here because I did size up for the move today, but it didn't give me that move. All right, still seeing a push here. We'll see if we get that continuation or not. Chevron still hasn't stopped me out, but it could at any moment. Just keeping an eye out on that. There's Chevron. No, something hit there. Let me see. The Best Buy. All right, so I just have half of Best Buy left. Still 83.15, but just half of it. So then at least it's not that bad. I can let it keep working here.
Man, Rick, you having a morning here, taking all of the profits out of the market. Great stuff, my man. Nice job there on HIMS.
HIMS.
BVS finally took a break here, stopped at 287, came back in towards 260 here and is holding this. See if it can get back up towards the highs. Sorry, Mitch.
At least I'm just glad that I talked about HIMS on pre-market prep. Joel and Dennis gave me the face like, HIMS and hers? Why are you bringing up this stock? Well, that's why. Nice little move there. That's been one of the stronger stocks. Look at the daily chart on HIMS. This is one of the strongest stocks on the year. Relative strength, staying strong. Nice move, nice trend. Was like a 10% move up. Killer move there. SPY pushing higher, team. Google, Microsoft reclaimed 250. Google claimed at 90 and hasn't looked back. It's at 90, 70. At least I'm glad I was also looking at those bigger stocks. I didn't be able to get one of those today because I was just trading all over the place. But definitely those look strong here. Microsoft and Google. Now that Microsoft held 250s, I like pullbacks below 250s on Microsoft for a swing back. And then also you can take a look at maybe potentially Tesla, right? Tesla was in the red. Will it get back to the green today? That's one I'd keep on my radar.
Tesla really just first of all, Tesla is green. It's green fractionally, but it really bounced off yesterday's intraday low. So really that low still in play here. Let's see if that low gets violated.
SPY taking higher here. So that looks good there. Take a look for some of those growth trades to kind of maybe get the lift there. Zoom. How's Zoom
SOXL chart looks like it wants to break out here.
Zoom's on the big pullback, at least. Pullback majority of the gains that it got on the spike. It came back to yesterday's levels, bouncing off the kind of 73.20 area. This market has been one of those contrarian type of markets, right? It's been that type.
Man, Zoom in trouble here. Jay. Oh, Jay. I love it. I love it. Where did all the AMC pumpers go?
What's wrong? It looks good, Jay.
What do you mean? It's halfway to 15, just over halfway to 15.
It actually doesn't look bad, though. I'm not going to lie. AMC does look good here.
I'm going to let you fight that battle.
All right. I mean, look at the chart. Chart don't look bad. This is on a 5-minute chart. Look at that. Holding the support around the 8. It broke up to the 860s. Remember the earlier high that we talked about. Would we get back to that? That's 819. We broke through that level, pulling back towards the 8. Honestly, the chart doesn't look bad, at least just pure technical wise, right? That's what I'm trying to break it down to. Not trying to think too much about the name, trying to think of the technicals. Doesn't look bad there.
LLAP's going here. And if we take a look here at LLAP real quick, So the reason I changed it to my screen, Mitch, I'll give it
No,
right
go
back to
for it,
you.
my friend. I'm focusing to take the cash.
We took out 3 here, but guess what? We have all of the levels from yesterday still ready to go. Next resistance level right here going to be 305. So 3 to 305 in here. We take that out. We got 310, 321, 329, and 337 all coming up next here.
Whew. Hands off, hands off, hands back. Mitch, not too early. Look, I'm sitting on the hands, team. Sitting on the hands sometimes. Sometimes you got to sit on the hands.
Nice job, Mitch.
We'll see. We'll see, team. Like always, it hasn't really until we take profits. I don't like to pat my back. We got some volume to come in there. There's definitely a little sneaky seller right like above the 3. We tapped to it. Remember, we went right above it, 302. Let's see about 305 move with some continued volume expansion. MACD looking good for us. Look at it on the 5. It's expanding. 15 has just crossed over with that first action. Let's look for a nice expansion move. We need some volume to follow through, right? That's what I'm looking for. And one thing that can help you is just use a bigger time frame chart on this. Instead of me going to the 1 minute, I'm going to stay on the hourly to try to control myself on this and not get too crazy. That can help me just keep watching the price action. All right, let's keep watching on some other stocks. SPY coming right back down, team. So that's actually not too bad for the Best Buy. Rejected again, 83.77s. So what I'm going to do on Best Buy is I'm going to watch for a crack through 83s later today that I could add to and just try to take some profits into the move today. HIMS is pulling back there. Chevron still in that one. Just looking for the reversal to come in. Oxy bounced, so that actually doesn't look too bad there. So maybe we get a bounce in some oil names. We'll look to see if that starts making its way back. SPY is cracking right back down. We could get some pullbacks, or this could actually be a crack. We'll see. To me, it needs to crack 396.50s to really trying to show you. But like always, the chop game continuing on the SPY. Rejection of 398s is what I see. Can we look at the Coca-Cola? I actually like Coke's chart overall. Been keeping an eye on it on the daily level, so I can give you that chart easily. Look at the daily levels for me. Look at this chart, right? We just need to get either hold this 59. If it breaks 59 on the downside, that's downside continuation. That means I think we'd get back to 57. One stock that I also look at with Coke is, of course, just looking at PepsiCo's chart. Because look at this daily chart. This was looking really strong. Yesterday, we actually looked like we were getting a nice little breakout signal, and now it's coming through the support. So that's not a good sign there for Pepsi today. Just noting that, right? We'll see what happens. Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
LAP pulling back. We'll look to see if they reload at 290s. What you got?
Crow, good spot here. BVS it hasn't quite come into the VWAP yet, but this is what we've been waiting for. Remember, trading this off technicals has been the way to go. Bounced really off 250 here. I've got the VWAP at 243, so maybe a little bit more if it comes in here. Might get another opportunity in BVS. And taking a look at CDIO, this just kind of holding right along here. The longer it does this, if we see a volume pop, I expect this to actually go through here. We'll wait and see if we end up getting that on CDIO. That's Charlie Delta India Oscar.
You want COKE? All right. That looks better. The big thing with that one is you got to use deeper time frame because it's a more expensive stock. So stocks that are this expensive, I like using monthly charts and monthly pullbacks. So you did get a monthly breakthrough on, of course, the December candle. It broke through. I would have liked this pullback towards like 500 level. Now that you've broken through that, maybe 550s for pullback, but I'd look for always kind of deeper time frame pullbacks on these moves. Especially maybe you can use this weekly a little bit closer towards this level here. That's going to be a pullback to 540s. So 540s pullback. It does look strong though. COKE. Got you. LLAP pulling back to the 290s. We'll look to see if they reload. They didn't take it through, team, so that's not a good sign. But I'm still just keeping the mentality right now and just keeping the watch.
Who was on Yosh earlier? Was that a noodle company? I think you guys were saying Yosh Noodle Company. I think, says Jay.
Noodles.
That looks
It's a monster.
thin. Yeah, average volume of 50,000 shares traded per day. Today it did 2 million. Oh man. Japanese restaurant operator.
X not looking too bad. Oxy recovering back above the 60s. Chevron did get me out, team, so got that stopped out on Chevron through the 160, 170s area. So that's out on that one. Tried to get it on the pullback. Maybe didn't get it too far enough, but hey, like always, we got to know our risk. I'm out of that Chevron. That's a day trade style still with the sizing. It's not too bad on the loss. It's about, to put it in perspective, it's about half of the day trade size. So we kept it simple. We still got that Oxy gainer that's at least helping us. We're slightly in the red today, at least for the day trading size.
CDIO is trying to curl and go here, but really what we want to watch for is the volume. I think there's no trade here at all until we get the volume. Don't be fooled by it moving, by it looking like it's going to curl, going through 335. This could easily come back in closer to 3, maybe even a little bit lower than 3. What we want to see for the next upside move here is going to be volume flow. It needs that in order for this to get going. Don't be fooled. Don't be early to it.
Costco down move now, starting to flush to the downside there. Be careful.
Will we be able to get an opportunity to add Costco at a discount post earnings? That is the question.
Workday, not a bad little move. Now back to VWAP. If you like some bullish charts or you're looking for some bullish charts, that remember that one went from red after hours to green, and green here in the open. I'm going to go to the main charts just to find the sectors and the utilities, like what's doing strong, right? Technology is leading, basic material, and then real estate from the open. Consumer cyclical behind that. What's in the red is energy and utilities. So those are in the red. Defensive slightly in the red, and some healthcare. Deeper into the green, of course, technology and basic materials. What's leading that? You got some copper names, some aluminum getting some bounce, and some agricultural inputs and building materials.
BVS trying to curl and push away from its VWAP here. We'll see if that ends up going.
Workday, nice little bounce off the VWAP. That one doesn't look too bad and looks actually strong on the day.
Yeah, the AI mentioned there were a number of stocks that were trading up here this morning because that Microsoft was actually one of them too. As far as Meta goes, my stance on Meta is still the same. I don't like that company at all. They are having a nice day here today, though. Can't argue with it. Up 5 points here today. Maybe even a little bit more than that. Yeah, almost 6 points here today. I still think that this doesn't quite break 200 in the near future. We'll see.
MP Materials pulling back here on that chart. Doesn't look too bad as long as it holds 50% of yesterday's gains. We made a nice move there yesterday. It was about $3.25. So you could have like about $1.75 on the pullback today. That puts us closer towards, let's see, that's going to be closer towards around the 134.50s, 134.40 area. I could see the pullback happen on MP. Doesn't mean it's really weak. It just means it's pulling back after yesterday's big rip.
Workday, good mention here by Sally. Workday had a slew of upgrades here today. We are positive, but not really having the huge move here. That's Workday W Day. Just looking through the news feed here real quick. I mean, Loop Capital, BMO, Davidson, Wells Fargo, Cohen, Oppenheimer, Canaccord, Morgan Stanley, Stifel, they all, it looks like they're maintaining or reiterating. I don't see anyone actually moving to a buy from a hold. Maintain. This is maintain neutral here. And the price targets, Barclay, maintain, reiterate, maintain. Looks like a couple of raised price targets even a couple. This kind of looks like a mixed day here. It's all on the positive side, but no new ratings, just either a reiteration or a maintain of the rating, and then a slight price target adjustment. Worth noting, the highest price target I see here is 250 by Wells Fargo, 220, 230. We're about, still 50 points away from that area. So some space here on workday, but not seeing really a huge move here today based on that. It's a decent move, but nothing huge. For a potential trade here, would love to see this get above 194. That would take you to 200, maybe even some of those 220 targets.
Zoom trying to recover VWAP. That's coming back towards the 75. Remember, that had some strong earnings. I'll keep an eye out on that. SPY pulling back and trying to hold 397s. AMC did pop above those 8s towards around the 830s. We'll look to see if that continues moving. Yeah. And there's a lot of stocks out there.
Yeah, again, just to confirm here, no new. This is either a reiteration or a maintain. So one of the things that I've talked to our team of news deskers about is how to interpret some of these analyst ratings, and it's unanimous across the news desk team. Price target adjustments, not nearly as important as the rating action itself, like not even in the same realm. And in this case, the action on the security here are maintain or reiterates. There's nothing really new. It's not a downgrade or an upgrade or anything like that. So I think that's why you're seeing some of the muted reaction here. We're basically flat, up $1.60 here, less than 1% on some of these ratings. So just something to keep in mind here. These raised price targets, just kind of like a rebalancing almost. Still, if we look at the upside downside here, though, still looking pretty good. I mean, 15 to 20 to maybe 30% if you count this Wells Fargo one. So still some upside there over the next 12 to 18 months on workday. I gotta be honest, I see these commercials and CNBC all the time. They're getting more and more annoying as time goes on. The workday commercials are getting worse and worse, in my opinion.
Nice little VWAP bounce there on that workday. We were talking about the 185.42s. It already bounced there towards 186.78. It looks good, at least on the intraday action. What I like is that it recovered all that losses in the after hours and then held the price action on the pullback towards the 185. So as long as 185 holds on workday, for me, it looks bullish. But like always, you guys keep you guys make your own decision on levels.
Right, it's just the sideways area here, right, Mitch? I mean, 182 to 193, that $11 range in here. We're going to break out of it at some point. Yeah.
What I like is that it's a fake out to the downside, and then the daily chart is actually bullish. Daily chart, at least from the recent action, if it can really close, let's say towards like 193s, 194s in the next couple of days, this is actually going to be looking really strong compared to a lot of stocks that kind of came right back down. So I like sometimes when you get these fake outs to the downside on earnings, because some people get scared out here out the open. And then the next thing you know, the stock closes back today above 190s. Oh, all those people that got scared out, they're going to be kicking themselves a little bit. AMC staying strong. I know that you guys don't like it, but hey, or at least maybe Ryan doesn't. But hey, it's staying strong. We'll see. Does it make that next level through the 850s?
On CDIO, we got that a little bit of a leg down here till 3. Let's see if 3 ends up holding. Next spot under this, if we don't, probably have you right here at about 275. I'm actually going to mark that in case we get there. This is, again, no trade here until you see buying volume. And if we don't see it, just let it go.
All right, just keeping a close eye on the LLAP. It's still just sideways, team. Nothing there yet. X back to the upside. That looks good for me. I can add now for pullbacks towards 29.25s on X as we start pushing towards 29.50s. I'll look for some pullbacks to add, but not looking too bad there in X.
Penny stock LHDX at the pre-market high here. Let's see if it can actually break through that. If it does, I think 60 cents probably on deck here. AM getting mentioned. Are we making our move to 6 here yet? Sure are. Good stuff. So broke out of this last formation, 6 on deck here. I think we probably pop above 6 if we can keep the buying pressure on.
NTR now pushing higher, so that one doesn't look too bad. We talked about NTR early on. This is one of the swings that I have from 77.81. This is starting to look good, especially if it starts pushing to 80. 80 is the first level, first stop. We'll see what happens on that NTR. I want to see MOS continue higher. You can see that continuing higher today as we're getting agricultural inputs to push. This has been one that also the chat's all over. Shout out to you guys. Let's keep it up.
Wally's saying, Ryan, do Oxy move with SPY? Oxy moves with some of the oil numbers, right? Occidental Petroleum. That moves with other oil stocks. I don't think it necessarily moves with the SPY.
This is earnings. This is, I mean, sometimes you see like, what you have to do is you got to keep up with the relationship, right? That relationship changes sometimes, right? Sometimes oil can go against the market. Sometimes it can go with the market. So I would just say just watch it. Yeah,
it's watch it. Thing, right? Being a commodity. Sometimes it's in favor. Sometimes it's out of favor.
But look at Oxy's strength today. I mean, I know I got stopped out on it on the pullback because I didn't want to like, push it too much. But man, this recovered well. And it looks really strong on the day on the 15-minute. Looks like it could just keep pushing back through the 60-50s. We'll see what happens on Oxy as it continues pushing higher. All right, Best Buy coming back towards the VWAP. We'll see what happens on that one. Will we ever get the real breakdown on there? SPY's has been hanging out, but it could make an up move. Did Google get back there to 90? Still not. It just doesn't want to go back down there. I really do feel like there's some bigger traders that were loading in at 90 and now starting to risk off the lows here. But we'll see what happens on Google. Microsoft overall, now that one's pulled back at least towards the 49 kind of 50s, the support there. That's where I would like to come in on Microsoft. If I could get it there at 249.50s, doesn't seem too bad. It's starting to push towards the 250 here. We'll look to see if it gets the upside outlook. Apple on VWAP, so maybe we're looking to see if we get a VWAP bounce move on the SPY here through 398. That will look good for these VWAPs that are kind of with these bigger stocks right now. Tesla actually off the lows right now. So maybe we get the reversal in the SPY to the upside and Tesla comes up, but it is pulling back significantly on the day. All right, let's look around. What do you guys got out there, team? You guys let me know what you guys have trading and moving around. Snow coming back there. Zoom was one that I talked about for the 75 push. It's already back to 75, went to 75.36. We'll look to see if it holds this 75 pullback. I like around the 74s, 75s on this pullback, but it is holding the 75 right now. That's Zoom bottom right chart for me.
BTNR, good call here. Was this quantum? There was someone else mentioning this, I think. I just can't place it. A couple of people were mentioning VTNR here today. That's Vertex Energy. Nice little formation here. Let's see if we can actually snap through that pre-market high. 950, your high print of the pre-market here. Let's see if VTNR can go through it. Take a look at the daily chart here. How does this set up? Okay, it changed to AMC. Amazing.
It wants you to look at the dragon.
I know, it's crazy. So here's the interesting part about VTNR. You're in a nice little gap now, right? This gap, I mean, I know we filled right up here till the July low, but honestly, from where this dropped off, might have some more juice here if VTNR can get going. Would love to see this volume continue to expand here. We are right at this point, folks. VTNR.
Steel plays, getting a nice little lift there. We'll look to see if those can continue pushing. All right, catching up with the chat. What's up out there? Careful on CDO. Careful out there, says Crow.
Yeah, what are you seeing, Crow? What are you seeing here? It's
someone said it's climbing slowly. Just looking in the chat.
Well, here's the thing. The CBIO is also moving, and I think that's what Laura was mentioning. because I've already screwed this up once today too. It's
that's a difficult one.
CBIO is a penny play, right? CBIO is a
Yeah.
penny play. This was up in the pre-market. It has literally done nothing but fade since then.
Yeah.
So, so Crow thinks it's a trap.
It's a trap.
CDIO,
It's a trap.
is a trap.
It's a trap.
We shall see. Crow, I'm gonna take the other side of this. I think that let's wait for today to finish. There might be another run coming here. I don't know where it's gonna start. It could actually come back into this 270 level, but this to me kind of feels like it's got to run a little bit later in the day here. We'll see. Could easily be wrong. Sydney likes VTNR. Awesome. Sydney, you're still in TDW. You've mentioned that a number of times. Tide, this is one of your favorite stocks. How are we doing on Tidewater? It's been a little bit since we've checked in on this. Oh, no wonder you're so happy. Things going well for Sydney, for TDW. Gave this to us, I feel like, a month ago, maybe even more than that. Sydney, correct me, man, or ma'am, excuse me. Let me know. I feel like you've been mentioning this one for a month or two almost. Early on here, early on TDW.
All right, looking right now, I saw NVIDIA crack a little bit, so looking to see what happens to SOXS pullback right now. The SPY is just hanging in here. Gonna look to see if we get a speed up zone, and the SPY cracks 397. Could still see some other stocks still hang on, but it's one of those days where I see the SPY just kind of weak, not really pushing strong. It did have that real start of the day, but now it looked like it's about to crack. All right, it's 10:30, team. This is normally when we start seeing some traders get out of here. So you guys that keep battling, smash a like. Swinger, you know it, Sydney. All right, I like this pullback here for SOXS. I'm getting a starter right there. Starter on SOXS, long SOXS. So what am I expecting there? Probably the market coming down towards 397 and cracking. So if it reclaims 397.50s, that's where I get a little bit concerned here. But we'll see what happens. This is the starter. Positions down towards 2185 as the risk. So if we get the move here towards the VWAP, I could even add at the 2190 area, but just got to be careful for the washout through the lows. LLAP coming back significantly here, can add at the 280 levels, but definitely got to hold off to kind of like the 270 levels today for LLAP. I'm going to take a shot there on LLAP today. I'll let you guys know how it plays out. What I like at least is the swing trades, NTR and X. Those are doing well. So we're going to keep letting those work. Just keeping an eye also on Best Buy. Best Buy is right off the break even. So that means we're almost breaking the 83s again. Maybe it was a mistake to cut my earlier shares, but I'll tell you one, it definitely took the pressure off and I can let Best Buy just work. Sometimes I think that's better for me, is just letting the trade work, not being too like, I got to watch every single step on the trade. Set the plans, take those plans, trade the plan, right?
AMC, speaking of the plan, looks like it's coming back in here. AMC feeling a little heavy here, might roll over and break 8 to the downside here on AMC. We'll see. Hasn't happened yet. We'll see, though. Setting up here.
Yeah, it is.
Clove getting really heavy, too.
All right, let's see if I can get somehow a little cut through fill here on LLAP, and then I'll look to hold on the pullbacks. SOXS held that pullback. SPY is just still battling, though. We still haven't made the move there in the SPY. I'm also going to start taking a look at the Qs. Zoom pulled back to that level. The Qs look a little bit weaker. So just keeping an eye on to see if maybe the Qs will lead for me and then the SPY will follow. So that's bottom charts for me here. I'll show you guys that. So this is success. There's the SPY, and look how the Qs look a little weaker. Straight red candles in the last kind of like 20 minutes there for Qs. But the SPY has been going kind of like sideways. Battle's on, team. Battle's on. X still going and strong. So that one looks good for me. That's the swing there. Look to see if that one can continue working. NTR is another one that's really working for me today. All right, get back to the success trade. Like this pullback, how it held there towards the 2194. Didn't get to 2190, so I didn't add on this. But if we break through the 2209s on the upside action, that's where I'm going to try to add. And where's the profit takes, right? That's where I want to be also thinking. I can't miss when I get that move, and success is going to be first take through 2236 and then up there towards kind of the 2250 levels for the upside action. We'll see what happens there. That's about a 40 cent, 36 cent gain on the upside, looking for the max gain to 2250, right? We'll see what happens there. There's X on the right-hand side. Those steel plays are doing well today. I looked at all of them: Cleveland Cliff, Steel Dynamics, New Core. Those look well on the day. We'll see if we can get that profit. It's up about 2.3% on that name. So I'm looking for that to keep pushing on US Steel. X gonna give it to me. He gonna give it to me.
I was going through Sydney's TDW. They, of course, reported results and did find something interesting in here. So to me, this paragraph pretty much sums up Tidewater's move. Again, Tidewater up almost 8% here. Quote, as we look forward into 2023, we are confident that not only is the recovery here, but that the demand for offshore vessels will continue to strengthen throughout this year. The renewed global focus on securing reliable sources of hydrocarbons has prioritized offshore oil and gas development, and we believe that offshore oil and gas capital spending plans will accelerate throughout 2023 and beyond. So to me, that's a large part of your move here. They looking, first of all, they reported good earnings. Second of all, sure looks like 2023 is going to be okay, A-okay here for Tidewater. I would imagine there would be some other names in that as well. Offshore service vessels and marine support service for the global offshore energy industry. Sid, good stuff on this. You've been on, like I said, you've been on this early, and you're being rewarded for that here. Nice move here on Tidewater today. Might be some more room here in 2023 on Tidewater. Nice find. Jay Rice, good comment here. So Carvana, Bed Bath & Beyond, AMC, all are and all heavily shorted names. Easy for me to say. Based on experience, the shorts are usually right. Yes, you can get these squeezes every now and then. I remember when G Pro and DDD were $100 stocks. Yeah. So that GoPro IPO, that was absolute nonsense. I remember both of those, Jay. But the first part of your comment here, great stuff. Great stuff. This is actually something that we've discussed a lot in the happy hour program later in the day. The people that do all this research for these short reports, they normally do really good research. So they normally end up being right. Really, the question is how long does it take for that thesis to materialize, and how long does it take till the numbers actually support it? In some cases, you can be short and have the stock pop or just get absolutely hit by short fees. One of the things that reminds me of this is Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat was $190 stock. It was an obvious short, but it stayed high for so long that it probably just, the attrition battle wore some of the shorts out. Good stuff here. You're right. The shorts are usually right, especially when they do good reporting and good research.
All right, just took a little bit of an ad there in the success trade. Going to see if the SPY is going to hold this breakout to the upside. If it does, team, you guys can look for some upside action continuation. But that's a real move towards 398. That's going to be your upside continuation. We'll see what happens on some of these names and to see if we get a rejection here off the VWAP. NVIDIA trying to come back there. So that's another stock you guys can keep a watch on. How's Microsoft doing there? It held the VWAP pullback on Microsoft. The 249.50s was available to me. I did not take that Microsoft trade, even though it doesn't look too bad there on the daily levels off of that. We'll see if it can recover there. Apple was trying to hold VWAP. Let's take a look at that. It's starting to reclaim it now. We'll look to see if it can actually hold there and push. Google, still holding strong on Google today. We'll look to see if that actually comes back to 90. Woo! Got to drink some OJ today.
I was going to say, someone needs you, Mitch. I heard that vibrate a mile away.
You know it. There's always action.
Always action.
All right, let's see if it can get success now above that 2209s and really take a swing there. Got a battle, team.
So here we go. A little update here on CDIO. It is trying to curl. Looks like it tried to hold that 3. Trying to curl. But remember, one of the things that we said we needed for an entry trigger here was not just the price levels, but the volume. Don't really have it. Glad to see these 2 green sticks higher than the last one. But we really want to see a bigger stick than that. We want to see something like this in here. That'll really get us going, maybe a little bit like this. So not quite ready. I would continue to be patient on CDIO, but again, great that it's hanging in here. BVS is starting to come back in. HIM's looking like that's trying to go for the high. Mitch, I expect a victory lap out of you tomorrow on pre-market prep for the HIM's call today. I expect
at least I think, one thing, the only thing we could do for a lot of traders is just put things on the radar that are moving, right? It doesn't mean that you have to like it. I just want it to be on the radar, right? One thing that I hate is when traders say that they didn't know about a stock. That's what I think more along my job is, right? It's not to find winners. It's not to, make the best trade for you guys. It's just to put it on the radar for you. From there, you guys got to make the investment decisions, right? That's what it's all about. That's what trading's all about. iLag setting up. Is it lagging? Is it lagging, Crow? Is it ready?
Let me bring
Google's
iLag
trying to
up
go
here.
A little higher. Oh, I'm definitely running up that orange juice futures right now.
So iLag really kind of come in here. I guess it is holding. Crow, is this what you're seeing? It's kind of holding this level. Again, same deal here. Want to see some volume with this. Want to see some buying volume. Last time we saw a little bit of increase in volume. We went from what, 137 to 146. I'd like to see a little bit more than that.
X gonna give it to me. He gonna give it to me. Almost at a point up on X, 28.87s. Looking like that's going to get towards the 30 level. That's going to be the first stop for me to take a little bit of profit on X. Then I can look for a move back towards 31. Looking to take some profits on the swing on X. And for people out there that are under the PDT rule, one thing that I would definitely recommend is looking into a little bit more into swing trading to seeing if it matches your personality, because I think that's one of the best ways to kind of trade when you're under that PDT rule.
I agree with that.
Is to kind of swing trade, because if you hold it for the close, then it's not a day trade, right? And if anything, what I used to do when I used to do that is I used to use the PDT to be kind of more of my out risk and a reset. Like, let's say if I had already I get into these swing trades, and if I have to stop out on that day, that counts as a day trade, right? So, but if I do that 3 times, what does that do? That actually slows down my trading. And a lot of early traders need to kind of slow down their trading sometimes to just keep things in perspective, I think, to get to that next level, right? It's never one way, but something that I'm just keeping in mind on.
Yeah, and then of course the other thing that you can do is convert your account to a cash account so that you can make as many trades as you want up to the amount of cash that you have, and that resets every day. So you do have some options there. But I like, Mitch, I like what you were saying there. If you're using your day trades to stop out of stocks and you run out of them, that means that you were stopped out quite a bit. Maybe the right thing to do is to slow down, assess what happened, come up with a plan, give it some time, don't react emotionally. So I really think that that's a pretty good piece of advice too.
Agreed, man. And I think you just got to find what works for you, especially when you're trying to make a new account. It's not about making it in one trade. It's about base hits, right? I think that's the important thing that traders need to always keep in mind, especially when you're first starting off. Be happy about those percentages, because if you work hard, you're going to notice the percentage gain is actually good, but just got to keep working hard, right, team? We'll see what happens now. SPY still battling. A little part of me wants to add on this success right here, but I'm going to just stick to what I have because I have a good entry, 2196. So this, what my entry does, it gives me an ability to let this trade either go right now above the VWAP, or if it comes back, I could even just stop out on the break even, not risk it. Just try to give it the chance to see if we get the move or not. Whenever I trade these kind of like SOX trades and stuff like that, I try to be very exact on my kind of like trading here because they're leveraged trades, right? They move faster.
Yep.
You got to keep that in mind so that you can make quick decisions whenever I'm in those leverage style trades. Those are the trades that I don't let go away from me. On a leverage trade, I don't want to let that go away from me, right? I got to understand that I got to keep to certain moves. And if anything, I look for leverage trades when I think that you're going to get a turn, not necessarily before we're getting sideways action right now. I'm looking to see if we get that turn to the downside. Do I think it's going to be a big move? Not necessarily. I just think we could come back down, maybe test towards 396, 70s. That's kind of where we got the lows earlier, around the 68s levels. Let's see if we get it now. SOX starting to make the move back towards 2206. 2209 is the level where it can really start pushing back here, and then getting towards 2217 next stop. SPY overall pulling back here. Will we get the crack of the 397 there? You're seeing a little bit of move there. Now StoxX towards 2219. Let's see if we get this first move back towards 2236. Really start pushing. First level for me is 22617 coming into play. And now let's start letting this work here. Going to a shorter time frame so you guys can see the trade here. You can see how we started to pop. And what do we do now? We start almost holding on VWAP pullbacks, right? We want to see that hold now around the $22 pullbacks, looking for the push towards 220 on SOXS. Microsoft coming down fast. That's going to help us here. We're at 2211s. We went to 2217, looking for the push through the 2225s. As we get towards the 30s, I'm going to take some profit into the 30s and then look for it to keep working. Q's down to the low of the day. Actually, low of the day is earlier. It's towards 292.96. So we still got room for the Q's to come down a little bit. Let's battle, team. Let's battle. All right, can we get that one more momentum push? That's what I'm looking for on the SOXS trade now. Don't want to see too much of a recovery of 397. They're putting up a little wall there at the 397 on the SPY. At least I feel like the buyers, right? We'll look to see if it washes through that 397 now and starts using it as resistance. There's the rejection from 397 reversal, but it could still reverse, right? I'm looking at it on a 3-minute basis. Look how it goes right back to 397 there. So you see how that's a battle spot, right? When it's battling on that spot, what's happening is a lot of the times the buyers put like orders down, they ladder down through the 397. So now you're seeing that reversal action, right? You just got to be careful, team, especially when we're seeing that kind of spot. When we get to these wash throughs, you can either take quick profits, or you can look for the continuation. For me, I needed to get there towards 225 at least to take some profits. I could run to all the profits there, but then I'm setting up for more of that kind of one-to-one trade. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to ruin my probability by going to one-to-one trades. Then all of a sudden I have to start looking for one-to-one trades almost all day long, and that's a little bit harder for me. They're battling on the SPY, Will, that's for sure. And the orange juice that I'm using now, I'm starting to use a new one from Sam's because supposedly Simply Orange isn't Simply. At least that's what I found out. It's like so many lawsuits now. So
fresh
crazy.
Squeeze is the way to go. I'm telling you, man. Just make the change.
But how many bags of oranges do you run through, man? Because I drink a lot of this.
I would say I go through a bag of oranges a week.
A week? And how much did that run you?
$7 from Costco.
Okay, that's not too bad, right?
No,
I mean, like think about like the price
it's
of
not
orange
even about
juice.
the price. It's so much better that it's just
so much better.
That's the way that I go. All right,
Hey,
Mitch, I am going to
friend.
jump here. I got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Love it, my friend.
Hump day. Have a good one.
All right. OJ, pure sugar. I mean, I got no problem with a little sugar in the morning as long as it's some healthy sugars, right? There's healthy sugars. There's bad sugars. To me, I think, it's not the worst. Let's see if we get this move. We're back towards 210s here. Will the SPY break that 397? That's his bottom chart here. Looking to see what's happening. Quantum says the market won't lower. I won't be mad at you, Quantum. Oranges, way inconsistent. Yeah, that's the problem. I agree with you, Will. Way too inconsistent. Sour lately? You can eat some oranges, right? I agree. I like sugar. Donuts, baby. There's 212, 213s. Get in the move there on the SPY. 296. There's 214s. We'll get to the 217 level. Start getting in the 20s there for success. Trying to make some profits today, baby. Let's go. Smash that like, guys, if you guys enjoying the stream today. I've been trying my best, really, to try to take some more trades, of course. Got to always keep sizing in check. But, like always, we're going to keep pushing here. Hope you guys enjoying the stream out there. Please smash that like if you guys appreciate our action today. Let me check out where we're at on the like game. We're at 247. Will we get to 300? Let's see. All right, we will be having, looks like, of course, Benzinga Live going to be joining us. Let me see if that's set up here. Oh, yeah, he's going to jump in on the... Oh, there he goes. He's set up. Looks like, I guess, Benzinga Live is coming up. I'm so confused with that show, team. I don't know. I'll find out from AB. I know he's having the show today. I just wondering if he was jumping on the stream or not, but we'll find out, team. All right, 216, SPY to 296.60s. Come on, man. Success. Let's go. Let's get that motor going. All right, there's a nice little break in the Q's going to the low here. Can we get through the intraday lows? 220 showing up there. All right, looking for another little push here. We got towards 220s. Could take some profits there. SPY's kind of chopping around here. It's getting me a little bit of that, I want to run towards a little profit. So I'm just holding on here for another little scoop up towards the upside through the 225s, up towards the 230s, or the 2230s. Sorry about that. I'm saying 222s over here. Focus, focus. Let's go. Can we get that breakthrough? Reversals coming back for that 397. Don't like that outlook here, but just going to keep it just holding for right now. See what happens. Looks like we're getting these little expansions, nothing that's continuing. And so it's hard. We might have to just start playing that range. We did get through the 217 high here and then turned right around it. And you can see we can't close above 2217s right now. So that's not a good level to see it pull back from. But looking to see if we can close this back on a 5-minute basis, back above 2217s, especially the 2209 spot. Start holding that. We got about what? 2 minutes left, a minute left on this candle. SPY trying to recover there also. Just be keeping an eye on that. If you guys are playing some downside action right now. Not liking that L lap action, but just keeping the battle on that one. We'll keep holding towards the kind of like the 270 level on that one. Think it could come back on the end of the day. And we'll see what happens on L lap. When are you and AB going to do a show together? I mean, I could do like a one-off show with AB, but you guys know I take a little bit of a break in the middle of the day, and I come back for start swing trading. So it's just a lot going on, team. I got to take a break sometime. I'm on from 8 to 11. Got to get off of here for a little bit, and then I can come back. Also, I like to take an assessment. I like to look around, right? Take a look at what stocks are moving and, you know, just bring you back some gold, right? It's very important to keep it up. All right, seeing the pullback there. We're not really kind of keeping the push here. We did close that candle back. Now we're back above that 2209, but the SPY wants to come back towards 397. Keeping an eye on it, because if it comes back to VWAP, we're going to give up all these gains. We might have to run to some of it. All right, canceling the order for right now. Just going to keep watch on SOX S to see what happens here. See if we need a run towards that profit. SPY rejected 397 here. So just looking at that 397, really focused on that on the market overall. If it gets back above 397, we ain't going to get that expansion move up. So just keeping a close eye on that is helping me. Qs also went right down to the low, and they didn't get through that low. That's that push here that it cuts through 292.96. So a 293 move on the Qs can still happen. We'll look to see if we get through that 292s or 293s on the Qs. SPY low of the day is 396.45. Look to see if we get at least a test to that level. If we do get the test to that level, we could get that move down or move up on SOX S that we're looking for. X continuing almost towards that 30. I'm just going to keep watching X to see if we get to 30s today. I'll take some profits into 30 there for X. So not a bad day on X today. All right, putting that order out there. If we get to push into that 30, you want to take some off on that. Just keep battling today. It's one of those days, team, where we got to keep up with the stocks there. As simple as I look away, we get the pullback right back to the VWAP. SPY starts trying to recover 397, and the chop continues, team. It looks like we might get chopped up here on this SOX S trade. It almost got there through that 220s. We were 10 cents away from taking profits. I'm still holding off VWAP right now. Don't want to see 22s crack. I'm slightly above 22s. So at this point, I could say kind of break even on the rest and look to see if we make that move up. But if it stops me out there, it could definitely do it. Not going to lose on the trade anymore, but the SPY didn't give us that complete wash down. It's back up above the 397, so I'm keeping an eye on that. Chris, right on. What you looking at? Keep them tootsies warm. Always. Always. Got to wear them socks. What's up with Stint? I don't know that one. I could take a look at it in a second, but just trying to focus on this SOX S for right now, team. Sorry about that. All right, it's about to be 11 here. That's when I'm going to wrap up. We've got about 3 minutes left, guys. Smash up the like. Over 420 of you guys right now. Not a bad number to see. Ha ha. Steel cut oats. Yes, every time. Yes, like my oatmeal in the morning too, EKS. That's what I do when I get out of here, really. Go get some oatmeal. All right, trying to hold that 22 here, SOX S. You can see the bounce off the VWAP. VWAP is 2203s. We went to 2203 exactly, but the SPY is still battling, and the SPY comes back to VWAP. That's where it gets a little bit risky to even stay in this one. So could just run towards this profit, but it's such a small profit on the day. Looking for it to get that move, but we might not get it today. Might be a stop out on the rest. Could be this kind of undercut and rally look where you get this rally back. So want to take a look at some trades that if you're looking for the upside action now, look good. For me, that if you're looking for upside action, right, I did like Microsoft around 249.50s. If that could get back to the green here, it doesn't look bad. And it just popped there towards 249.78. 250s looked like a good level for some bigger volume to start coming in on that one. So keep your eyes on that one. Google now back there, came back towards the VWAP, held VWAP on there, but that doesn't look bad either. And Apple starting to get back above VWAP. SPY still choppy like usual. Wouldn't you know it, team? And we got close to taking some profits there. Maybe should have ran towards it. It was still like kind of like a 20 cent, 30 cent move there towards the highs. I was looking for the 40 cent first profit, but it is what it is. I'm going to hold towards the break even here. And if it stops me out, team. Just tapped it for a second. Just keeping a close eye on it right now. Q's coming back there. Doesn't make you too confident either, right? There it goes. It's about to cut me out. I'm just like right on the trigger. I'm about like 1 cent down here. We don't reject VWAP. I'm just going to get out. There's the push that I didn't want to see. Hands on the trigger to get out. Literally, I have it clicked right now. All I got to do is let it go. Not liking that action there. Could be chop here, but giving it like a penny or two from the levels to see if we can recover it. There's the push that I didn't want. I'm out. Took it, team. Well, had the shot there. Had the shot in success there. Had to get out. Reversal. SPY right back to the upside. Wouldn't you know it? The chop continues in this market. And that's just how it is, man. Every time we see the move that looks like it's very simple, reverses on us a lot on this market. But hey, I need my oats. Definitely need my oats. Always. Well, I tried there on Success, team. It could reverse right back too, but that's how the chop action is. Microsoft looked good there for the reversal to the upside. There it goes to 250. So keep your eyes on that one today. We'll see what happens in the market. Still have X that might give me my first profit through 30s on the swing. We'll see what happens on NTR. Can that keep pushing? LLAP still in this one. We'll see if this one can actually come back. Still willing to add at the kind of the 278 and hold off the 270s. We'll see what happens on that one. That's LLAP. That's going to do it for me today, team. I hope that you guys enjoyed the trading action today. Please smash that like and definitely stick around for a little bit later. You guys got AB that will be coming on. That should be starting up at 11:30. Then, of course, don't miss me today on Start Swing Trading. You guys want to keep up with the swing trading action. And, of course, Christian Fromhertz today. I want to see all of you guys there. Come on, 3 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern. You know what? If we get 300 of you guys out there today, I'll do a nice little giveaway. We need some swag out there. Who needs some new swag? Come out there, start swing trading. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Smash the like if you guys enjoyed the action today, and do a little dance. It was a good one today.